Can you hear me now? Just one.
I can
Okay,
hear
cool.
you.
Awesome. Right on. So great to see everybody. Great to see you all today on this beautiful Thursday. Happy Thursday, everyone. It's so awesome to see you all every single time. It just brightens my day. And I have to tell you, I'm honestly kind of sad that this is the the last webinar of of this school year. And but I feel like to me, like I'm choosing to really like focus on the gifts that I've gotten from this, and it's just been so amazing to just get to know you all a little bit more and to connect with you in small groups as well as the big group. It's just been such a gift, so thank you for that. And for today's webinar, what I wanted to do is sort of focus on really like take a lot of the things that we did and kind of boil it down to a very simple question that I think it's important that we kind of spend a little time looking at it, um, and great, awesome. I'm just looking at what Ashley wrote. I love it, Ashley. Oh, that makes me so happy. Thank you so much for writing that. You're amazing. So yeah, and I might do some pop-ups over the summer and just let you all know, hey, doing a webinar this week. And if that's the case, just look out for the emails so that I'm assuming you all get my emails, right? Like,
Yep.
yes, okay, cool, right on. Okay, cool. So here's what today's going to boil down to. The question that I want you to ponder and to think about, and we're going to get into groups and process it a little bit, is what would life look like if I made the decision, meaning you made the decision, to choose to feel good always or as close as possible to always? So to actually set the intention of saying, this morning, like today, when I wake up, I'm going to consistently throughout my day, moment to moment, really notice whether right now I'm moving towards feeling good or not. So I'll give you an example. This morning, I got up in the morning and I immediately, my kids needed a lot of help with their learning. And I ended up, and it was fine. In the beginning, I was helping them and everything was fine. Eventually, though, it got a little bit crazy and my son needed help. My daughter needed help. Everyone was kind of like pulling on. I was talking to a doctor. I was like cleaning. It was just nuts. All right. And as I'm sure you can relate. And I actually decided at one moment to say, you know what, right now, I'm noticing that everything is pulling at me all at once and it's making me very, very stressed. And I don't feel good. Like I feel really bad right now. And I'm actually not effective at supporting my kids. I'm not really effective at cleaning the house. I'm not, like, nothing's working. Do you know what I mean? And part of it is because I'm actually feeling pretty bad right now about the situation. So what I said to myself is, look, yes, these things need to be taken care of. True. And I am going to continue to live like moment to moment with an intention of putting my well-being, if not first, then virtually first almost. And I'm going to decide right now to go and feel good. So what I did is I said, okay, guys, time out. I need at least 5 minutes right now. I went back to my room. I meditated for 5 minutes, calmed my nervous system down, and actually came up with a plan that worked really well. I was like, Leah, you're just gonna have to. Leah is my daughter. I'm just like, Leah, I hear that you need a lot of help and this is hard for you, and I am going to help you, I promise. And it's gonna take a little bit of time. So right now, you could either practice your breathing, like I did like meditation stuff with her, so she knows what I'm talking about in the past, or you can read a book, or you can listen to a podcast for just a few minutes while I take care of Ellie and I take care of these other three things. And then I went back to her. But I would not be able to actually come up with that plan if I wasn't regulated myself. And the only way I was regulated was by making the choice to feel good, to say to myself, okay, I'm going to decide to not continue on a path of feeling not good about, like actually feeling bad internally, feeling stressed, like I stop and I make the decision, the intention to feel good again, moment to moment. And that's what led me to decide to regulate and make and basically become more effective at what I do. Now, there are certain moments in your day to day that you can't just, take a whole break. Like, especially if you're like teaching your kid, you're in the middle of teaching kids on Zoom and it's not going as well and stuff. And you're like, okay, I don't like this, but you can't just be like, okay, kids, I'll see you in like 10 minutes. Like, that's not how it works. But what you can do at that moment is ask yourself, how how can I be really kind and gentle with myself in a way to make this difficult experience such that I'm still looking out for my well-being, and I'm still treating myself the best possible way. So that, yes, this is hard and I have to go through it, but I'm going to remind myself that, you know, my best is good enough, that this is a difficult moment and I'm kind of suffering a little bit. Everyone suffers in the world, and I'm still going to be there for myself. I'm not going to leave myself. I'm not going to tell myself that I'm a mess up or a fuck up or whatever, it is that we tell ourselves. I'm going to be really gentle with myself and love myself up as I go through this. Even that is a radical decision to say, I am going towards feeling good even when things don't go well, because I'm there for myself in that way. So what I wanted to do is we'll take about, I think probably 6 or 7 minutes to do a meditation that's called loving kindness meditation. And we did it once before. I think it was probably like a month and a half ago or so, because it's really pertinent to this specific question. And then I'm going to pose the question to you again. We'll split into groups and kind of really start to visualize what our life would begin to look like if we made this intention, if we made an intention every single morning to say, I am going to live life by going towards every single time, going towards what makes me feel good. And just to be clear, feeling good doesn't I mean, it means pleasure for sure, like feeling pleasure in your body, feeling pleasure in connection with others and everything. But it could also be just like eating healthier, exercising, like all the different things that allow you to just feel really good. So with that, I'd love for you to get into a mindful body position. Your back is straight. Ideally, you're not crossing anything. Your hands are on your lap. And whenever you're ready, take your time. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. Again, if you're too tired, don't close your eyes. You don't have to. And I'm going to invite you to begin to notice the impact that your body is making with your seat, or with your cushion, or with your couch. Just kind of notice being supported. Just bring your awareness to that part of your body. And just notice being supported, how your lower back is supported, your buttocks is supported, your thighs, everything is supported. And with your next breath, I invite you to bring your attention slowly, gently to your feet. Just notice how your feet are supported by the ground. And for the next few breaths, I invite you to just take a breath in. And as you breathe out, I invite you to just lengthen your exhalation slightly relative to your inhalation. So you might breathe into the count of 4 and maybe hold for 4 and breathe out to the count of 8. Doesn't have to be that, but it can just, as long as the exhalation is a little bit longer, that helps us down regulate. It helps us stimulate our vagus nerve, just helps us feel more at peace, more calm. And each and every one of us deserves at least one moment of peace every single day. So let's do that for the next few breaths. And with the next few breaths, we're going to delve into a loving kindness meditation. And the key with this meditation is to assert the sayings that I'm about to say in your mind silently, and but beyond just asserting them, to begin to visualize them, really see if you can see these things in detail, even imagining what would it look like if those things happened. And so the first saying that I invite you to repeat in your mind, of course everything is optional, you don't have to, but only if it feels good to you, is, may I be happy. May I be happy. May I be happy today. May I be happy this week. May I be happy this summer. May I be happy. And you can visualize yourself just feeling really joyful, maybe even laughing, just feeling good. What does that look like? What does that feel like? You 100% deserve it. So, what does that look like? May I be happy. And with your next breath, I invite you to repeat the following saying silently in your head: may I be healthy. May I be healthy today, this week, this entire summer, this entire year. And what does that feel like? You can imagine your body feeling strong, powerful, feeling really good, waking up in the morning, full of energy. May I be healthy. And with the next breath, I invite you to repeat the following, saying, may I be at peace. May I be at peace today, this week, this summer, this entire year. May I be at peace. And how does that feel in your body? Visualize yourself just completely calm, not a worry in your mind, completely relaxed. You know you're safe. You know that everything is going to unfold as it should. There's no worry. And really tap into what that feels like. Hmm. And as you take your next breath in, I'm going to invite you to repeat the following sentence. May all beings be happy. May all beings be happy. Your family members, your loved ones, people in California, people in Washington, people all over the US, people all over the world, and animals too. May all beings be happy. Even plants. May all beings be healthy. Especially now during this challenging time. Imagine all beings be healthier. Even people sick with the COVID virus or sick in general, imagine them getting healthier. May all beings be at peace. May all beings be at peace. Can you even visualize your students being peaceful, not worrying, and their parents being peaceful and not worrying, as well as your loved ones? So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. Whenever you're ready, you may slowly open your eyes. And just check in with your system as you're opening your eyes. I wanted to share something with you that feels a little bit vulnerable for me. But when I said, may I be at peace, I got some goosebumps, because that's like my real wish for you all, is that you really just experience that at a deep level, especially during this time that can have so much uncertainty. And I certainly have felt, challenges with being at peace during this time. And, when I do that, I feel a lot better, and I feel like I'm there for myself. I just, especially with this being our last webinar in a while, like I just got a lot of emotions came up for me as I was saying that. And I want you to know it's a real wish, very, very deep wish that I have for all of you. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide us into small groups now. And yeah, I love the comments on the chat. Thank you. Yeah. I'm going to divide us into 2 small groups, and in your small groups, I invite you to do 2 things. The first is just share like how this experience was of going through this loving kindness meditation and what that gave you. The second is just share like, what do you think your world would look like if moment to moment you made a decision that you're going to choose to feel good? Thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing. I'm reading the chat and I'm getting like such goosebumps and just my heart's filling up. So it just means the world to me. Thank you. So again, the 2 things we're going to do is how was the meditation itself, and then what would it look like again if we really made a decision to choose to live life, you know, from a place of making the decision to feeling good moment to moment. And then we're going to come back to the main session. Again, thank you so much for the beautiful comments. Y'all are amazing. We're going to do 5 groups, so groups of 3, basically. All right, the rooms are now open. And let's see here. Dalila, did you, oh yeah, you're in room number 5 already. Yeah. Margaret, oh, okay, yeah. We're just.
That's really profound.
Yeah.
Yeah, being able
What about
to
you guys?
being able to do that is quite a task, I think. But
Yeah.
like today I was gardening and I wasn't even present when I was gardening. I was like in my head, lost in some conversation that didn't happen, like, or anticipating, So just being able to set that aside would be really good.
Yeah. You're asking like, what would our world look like? It would be so positive, I think. I think I would just have such a nicer mindset if I were living deep or feeling deeply, feeling fully like that, like what you're saying. Yeah.
I've been trying to work on forgiveness too, because I think we get so caught up in this, like they say, like forgiveness is for you, right? It's not for the other person. And I have these things that, like, I have two women who have like hurt me in the past that are like, they're just such deep wounds that I know that those two girls don't think about it at all. Like that doesn't matter to them at all, right? And it just like hurts my heart continuously. And I'm like, I got to get past this, and I got to work on the forgiveness of these two women, because it just is so draining on me. And I know that it takes away from my present all the time, because anytime I think about them, it's so painful. And I dream about them, and I, like all this stuff that I'm like, get out of my head, like get out of my heart. Like, I don't need this like pain pulling me down. Being that, like, I think that whole like being happy in the moment, this pulls me away from that, right? Because I just need to I need to be able to forgive them and myself, right? Because I'm sure that part of it is like, even though the most of the problem came on their side of it, I'm sure that I had part of that. And part of it is I need to forgive myself for being so hurt by what they did. Right. So I'm just like, okay, that's what I need to work on in order to be able to do what Roni's saying and live in this like happy present.
Yeah. Oh man, there's so much richness to what you just shared, Ashley. I'm just like in awe. I think it's so true. And in fact, like I wanted to do a whole webinar on forgiveness, because I think it's such a rich topic.
Yeah.
I think you're right. It's like when something like that is kind of gnawing at you and tagging at you, in order to feel like a point of liberation, you got to come to a place of that essence of forgiveness. But I think the key, you're absolutely right, is it starts with you, like even forgiving yourself for feeling hurt, and like giving yourself that permission to be human and be like, yeah, of course I was hurt, like, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with me, Yeah. And not letting go. That was beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Did you want to share, Roni?
Yeah, totally. First of all, Dan, it's really good to see you.
I've been very busy.
Yeah, no worries. And one sec, let me just assign a person to another room. Allison, I love your hat, by the way.
Thank you.
That there too. Yeah, and for me, first of all, it was really moving to go through this. I know I led it, so it's not the same exactly, but it's still really moving for me to go through that loving kindness meditation with you all this morning. It's really powerful. And just reminded me how much of a gift you all are in my life, and just doing this work is such a gift for me. So, just wanted to say that. The second thing is that, I mean, I know for me, it's about awareness of really getting aware of, and in a very, as fine-tuned awareness as I can have around, like a moment-to-moment awareness of, am I right now moving towards feeling good, or am I not? And I know that in some ways it can sound a little almost like way too privileged of a perspective to take, because hey, sometimes we have to do things that we don't feel good about. But what I realized is that for years and years and years, I've lived life from a place of pushing, like creating and pushing energy. And there is beauty to that, but there's also a real cost to it, because my threshold of pain is very high. I have a very high pain threshold, and I can do a lot of things while not feeling good, and it doesn't actually serve me long term anymore. It's like it served me up to a point in my life, but it's time to shed it. And it's time to say, like, you know what, I'm capable. I'm a capable dude. I'm able to get stuff done. I'm able to create some great things, and I don't need to do it from a pushing kind of difficult sort of place. I can do it from a place of saying, hey, you know what, if this felt great in the beginning, like, even for example, I'll give you an example, like creating I've wrote the curriculum for many different courses, and in one of the course I started writing it, and it felt amazing in the beginning, but then eventually it got to a place where actually, like, I lost the fire for it. I lost the joy with it, and I just felt like I needed to keep going because I had to keep going because I had to finish it. And I got to a place of realizing, you know what, like, no, like, that's not how I want to operate anymore. It's not that I'm not going to finish things. Of course, certain things need to be finished, but how can I, as much as possible, approach it from a place of ease and peace and love and joy and all of that. And if I'm not there, then I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing, because honestly, when I create stuff from a place of stress and a place of pushing and stuff, the product comes out shitty anyways. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, like, it's again making that decision of like, no, I'm going to slow down, get myself back to a great place, and then delve into it. And I'm committed to it. I mean, I'm going to do it for sure. I'm committed to it for my life, but I'm going to make a major commitment for it this summer, because it's going to be, in many ways, I think, a challenging summer, but I'm going to give that to myself because I think that's absolutely critical to get through it, so yeah. Thanks for allowing me to check in. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna close our groups, but y'all are welcome to stay for another minute while I close it, and I'm gonna go back to the main menu.
Okay.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. So before we end, let me just give me a sec, because I think a few more people are still in breakouts. Yeah, just give us like 30 seconds or so. I was sharing with my group that, especially this summer, I mean, I've made this decision to continue to go towards what makes me feel good moment to moment, because in the past, most of my life, I've really gone through life from a place of kind of pushing energy, and like a lot of times, like I end up creating things in my work from that place of pushing and stress, and it turns out that the output that I put out there when I'm in that place isn't good. Like, it's not that, whether it's like work for EQ schools, or even work in my home, like helping my kids, or making dinner or whatever. And so, as much as possible, especially in the next 2.5 months with the summer, because this can be a really challenging summer, I've made the decision to really have awareness on moving towards a place of joy moment to moment, and to stop when I don't feel good about certain things, so I can create a much better life for myself and for the people around me. So, ladies and I think only ladies, there might be a gentleman. So, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, I just want to make sure. It's just been such an honor and such a pleasure to be with you all this in the last, I think it was 2.5 months or so that we've done this. I want you to know that, I mean, I will continue to do webinars in the future. I don't know exactly, the format that they'll take, or how the frequency and stuff, but this will definitely not be the last one ever. It's just, we're taking a break for the summer, but I might even do some in the summer. Ashley, I liked your suggestion. And I just want you to know, it's been a real gift for me. And I so appreciate, again, all the comments in the chat. I'm going to remind you, if you are at all interested in taking my online course, I'm putting it up in the chat so that you have the link and you have the code for that gives you the 50% discount. So if you're interested in that, do that. The code is EQ Courses 2020, and the link is this link. I'll end by just, I know we're already 6 minutes over. I'll just end by saying, again, may you be happy, freely from the bottom of my heart. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be at peace. And may the work that you do come back and pay you 100 folds in the form of joy, love, compassion, abundance, and just, amazing things. So I'm going to unmute all of us. We're going to do a big whoosh for everyone and just say our goodbyes until next time. So I just want to do a grid view real quick and unmute
Can we
everyone.
do a see you later instead of goodbye?
Ah, there it is. I like that, Marcel. Yeah, I love it.
See you soon.
See you soon.
See
I
you.
like that.
See you.
I like that. So let's do a quick whoosh. So 1, 2, and a
Whoosh.
All right. See you all very soon.
you
How's
so
it? See you all very soon.
Remember,
Brownie.
positive thoughts.
That's right.
Awesome.
All
Love
right.
you
Bye,
all. Love
everybody.
you all.
Yes,
Have a
thanks,
wonderful
Ronnie.
summer. We'll see you soon.
Thanks,
Yeah, for
Ronnie.
sure.
Bye.
Bye.
Brownie.
Bye.
Bye.
It's
Hi,
an honor. It's such a
sisters.
pleasure. You all are amazing. Thank you.
Bye,
Thank
Michelle.
you.
Bye.
Yeah. Love you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Love you
Mwah.
too.
All right. Take good care.
Mwah. Bye-bye.
Bye.